Hi, in the last lecture, we have discussed about the load line operating points. We have discussed about the transistor as an amplifier. Also, we have discussed about the transistor biasings. In the transistor biasings, we have seen that the most stable biasing was given by self-bias circuit. And one student asked me a question that why we are including some capacitors only in the self-bias circuit. But the answer is nothing to worry about the capacitor. When you are biasing on transistor, the capacitors, the bypass capacitor, stabilizing capacitor, they can be added to the transistor circuit for better stability. As the self bias circuit was giving the most stable configuration, that's why it was shown with capacitors. But in other configurations also, if you add some bypass capacitor or stabilizing capacitor, there is nothing harm with it. So today we will try to cover one important part of transistor, that is transistor hybrid parameter or transistor hybrid model. This is very interesting and continuation of the previous class. In transistor hybrid model, what we will try to see that how one transistor parameters can be used in order to analyze the properties of transistor and properties of transistor like an amplifier or stabilizing circuit, etc. In the hybrid parameter model, for simplicity of understanding, I will show first with one black box, not with the transistor. Then we will try to generalize it for the transistor. So let me show you first. Suppose I am considering I am having a black box. This is a transistor, and this transistor is biased properly. I am not going in detail in the configuration. Only what I am trying to see that what are the inputs and output parameters of the transistor. If you see, it will have the transistor in simplest version will have four terminals. What are the four terminals? First, let me name the terminals. This is 1, 1 prime, and let it be 2 and 2 prime. This 1 and 1 prime, these two are the input terminals. These two are the input terminals, and these two are the output terminals. And in the input terminals, if 1 prime is grounded and you are applying some voltage or you are applying some, this is the current channel, suppose this is the input current I1 and the output current is I2, then the input voltage which will be measured between two input terminals is V1, and output voltage measured between two output terminals will be V2. So this is the very simplest version of a transistor. Let this be the transistor. It is having four terminals. Out of them, two are the input terminals, where the I1 is the input current, V1 is the input voltage, I2 is the output current, and V2 is the output voltage. Now you can write it for simplicity that what are these: I1, then I2, then V1, then V2. What these are? I1 is, as I said, input current, I2 is output current, V2 is V1 is input voltage, and V2 is output voltage. Simple. Now out of them, which parameters are dependent and which parameters are independent, that you have to look now. In the transistor or any system, if you are having four terminals, out of which two are input and two are output, one is giving input voltage, input current, and output voltage, output current. Out of them, always you can divide the independent and dependent parameter. Or independent or dependent variable, better to write it. You always know that the output voltage will be dependent. It will depend on the input current or input voltage or the output current. So first classify the output voltage to be always dependent parameter V2, whereas the input voltage, that is independent parameter. Also the output current I2, that is independent parameter, but the input current I1 is the dependent parameter or dependent variable. So once you have classified those, you can express the dependent parameters or dependent variable in terms of the independent variable. This is very simple. First, the dependent variable or independent variable, you can express it in terms of the others. How you can express this? This is, let me write V1 it to be a function of V1, this one, it to be a function of these two, that is I1 and V2. And also I can write the other one, V1 and I2, it to be a function of the other two similarly, that is V2 and I1. So from this equation, if I take the partial differentiation both the sides, I can make it equation number 1 and this to be equation number 2. If I take partial differentiation both the sides, I will get dV1. dV1 will be equals to del V1 from this equation, del V1 del I1 into dI1 plus del V1 del V2 into dV2. This one. Now I will write this parameter as, from that I can from the partial differentiation, if I take the instant or direct values, I can express them in the terms V1, that will be equals to H11 into I1. H11 is the one hybrid parameter, H stands for hybrid, and two suffixes are there, 1 and 1, that's why I have written it 1 1. For the second one, similarly I will write H12, then V2. Let me make it equation number 3. Similarly, when you try from equation number 2, in the same method that you are taking first the partial differentiation, then directly writing the value of I2, you will get I2 equals to H21 into I1 plus H22 into V2. You can write both in capital or small, whatever you want, don't bother about that. 4. Did you understand? Okay, let me show you the full calculation, otherwise there will be one misunderstanding. I am differentiating it. I am writing dI2, then differentiation will be equals to del I2 divided by del I1 into dI1 plus del I2 divided by del V2 into dV2. Okay, so from this one I am writing this line, from this line to that line, is I2 equals to H, another hybrid parameter, H21, why the suffixes as 2 and 1, then the second one H22 22, then dV2 for V2. So now I will be using these two equations 3 and 4 to analyze the hybrid parameters, that what they are standing for and what are the explanations for them. So let me write one by another separately. First, let me analyze H11. What is H11? Express H11. H11 was equals to del V1 divided by del I1. This one, del V1 divided by del I1 into, when other parameter was constant, what is the other parameter in between the variable? Other parameter for this one was constant, that is V2 was constant. You can express this one as V1 by I1 when V2 equals to 0. V2 equals to 0, what does it mean? That is the output voltage is 0. That means the output terminal is short circuited. If it is short circuited, then only V2 will be equals to 0. So how can we express now H1? What is the definition of H11? H11 is the ratio of V1 by I1. Is the ratio of V1 by I1. What is V1? V1 is the input voltage. I1 is the input current. The ratio between input voltage and input current will give you what? Voltage by current. It will give you impedance. So what can I write for this one? H11, that will be input impedance when output is short circuit. Okay. Similarly, you take the second one, H12. H12. What is this one? H12. I got this one from del V1 divided by del V2 when the other parameter was constant, that is I1 was constant. I can express this one as the ratio of V1 by V2 when I1 equals to 0. I1 equals to 0, what does it mean? I1, that is the input current, is 0. That means output voltage equals to 0, output will be short circuited. For the input is 0, that is input will be open circuit. So I can express this one as the ratio between the voltages, that is the input voltage by output voltage. Remember, the ratio between output voltage to input voltage, that is V2 by V1, will give you the voltage gain. But this is reverse of this one, V1 by V2. So this will give you the reciprocal of the voltage gain. So how can I write this one? I can express this one as this will be the reciprocal of the voltage gain when the input is open circuit. When the input is open circuit. I hope you are understanding. Now I am targeting the third parameter, that is H21. H21 stands for what? Del I2 by del I1. Del I2 by del I1 when the other parameter is constant. What is the other parameter? V2. I can express this one as I2 by I1 when V2 equals to 0. V2 equals to 0, I am not repeating it again. V2 equals to 0 means output will be short circuit. That we have understood. So H21, that can be expressed as I2 by I1. Now it is not the reciprocal, it is a forward thing. That is ratio between the output current by input current. Ratio between the output current and input current will give you the forward current gain. So I will write it as forward current gain when the output is short circuit. Now I am targeting the fourth one, H22. H22 stands for what? Del I2 by V2. Del I2 by del V2. When the other parameter is constant, which one is the other parameter? Other parameter is I1. So I can express it as I2 divided by V2 when I1 equals to 0. I1 equals to 0 means what? Input is open circuit. So I can express H22 as what? The ratio between output current by output voltage. Current by voltage. Voltage by current, you will get resistance. By current by voltage, you will get admittance. So you will write it as output admittance when the input is open circuit. Very simple. So what you have to remember? You have to remember H11, H12, H21 and H22. I am repeating, H11 was input impedance, H12 reciprocal voltage gain, H21 forward current gain, H22 output admittance. So how they are expressed now? If I go back to my previous calculation that this was expressed as the function of them, I am going back to equation number 3 and equation number 4. From 3 and 4, if I express them, what can I write? Again, I can write V1 was equals to H11 into I1 plus H12 into V2, and I2 was equals to H22 into I2 no, this will be H21. First term will be H21 into I1 plus H22 into V2. So actually I can express this one in the form of a matrix. How the matrix will look like? The matrix will look like very close to V1 I1 equals to H11 H12 H21 H22 into I1 V1. So I am not going in detail with that one. First let me show that how the transistors will behave in presence of the hybrid parameter, or in contrary how the hybrid parameters will be expressed in one particular configuration of a transistor. A particular configuration means, I mean either it is common emitter, common base or common collector. So let me show you first the common emitter mode, how the hybrid parameters will behave, and I will give you the home task for the same for common base configuration. So I am going for common emitter configuration for transistor, CE configuration. For a common emitter configuration, let me sketch the simplest version of one common emitter circuit first. You can sketch it in any mode. Let it be self bias. So there is one resistance RL, then another resistance, this is R1, another resistance R2, there will be RE, some resistance, then RS, there is the small AC signal, then you have to include the battery, make it NPN transistor, this is NPN, so this is collector, this is emitter, this is base. Our idea is emitter base junction forward bias and collector base junction reverse bias. So in order to make the collector junction reverse bias, N will be connected with P like this one. So this will be VCC, and we are going to measure the output voltage from these two terminals, in between these two terminals. The simplest version of common emitter configuration, and in the self bias mode. In the self bias mode, what are the input parameters and what are the output parameters? I have made it common emitter configuration. Remember it. In common emitter configuration, the output current is always IC. Output voltage, that will be equals to VCE. This voltage will be output voltage, these two terminals between collector to emitter, this terminal VCE. Output current it is flowing through is IC, or this collector terminal, this will be IC. Input voltage, that will be equals to VBE. Between base to emitter, this will be the input voltage, and input current, that will be IB, base current. This will be input current. Now up to that, this is okay. Now like the previous model, how can I express this one? I can express this one as, first the input voltage VBE will be a function of IB and VCE. What I did in the previous case, there is the input voltage and another parameter was IC, input voltage and output current. This will be a function of other two. This will be a function of IB plus, comma, VCE. As simple as the previous one. What I saw in presence of the black box or something. If you forgot, I am repeating this one. In presence of the previous model, this model, 2 input and 2 output parameters. So similar to that, I am trying the same. Now focus here. I will express these two parameters, and what I did in the previous case, I took the partial differentiation, then introduce the hybrid parameters. So from this line, I am writing VBE. VBE will be a function of delta VBE divided by delta IB into DIB plus delta VBE by delta VCE, differentiation to another term, into dVCE. Now introduce the hybrid parameters as you did in the previous case, H11, H12, H21, H22. Now look which will be the hybrid parameter here. So in the previous case I introduced H11 for simplicity of understanding. Now this is common emitter configuration, so all will be having their own nomenclature. Own nomenclature I means it will come with H with something according to this name, then E. What does it mean? H suffix according to its name, according to its nomenclature. How many parameters I have? I have 4 parameters. What are the 4 parameters? I have already done their nomenclature. First one is input impedance. So the first term is I, input I. So first term will be HI. Second term, reciprocal voltage gain. First term is R. So it will be HR. Third term is forward current gain. So it will be HF. Fourth one, output admittance. So HO. These are the first suffixes. Then the second term will come according to the name of the configuration. What type of configuration it is? It is common emitter configuration. So for common emitter configuration, the second term of the suffix will be E, and the first term you have to understand whether it is O, R, I or F. Let us see. First one is VBE by IB. VBE by IB. Remember it. VBE is what? VBE is what? Look, it is input voltage. Input voltage by input current. So input voltage by input current will give you voltage by current. Input, remember what it was? It will come with I. Why? Because it was input impedance. You remember it? Impedance that was coming from input impedance means I. So first term will be HIE into IB. If you write VBE, then the second term will be VBE by VCE. Input voltage by output voltage. Ratio between input voltage and output voltage will give you reciprocal voltage gain. So for reciprocal voltage gain, first term is HR. Then for common emitter configuration E. So HRE into VCE. I think you got it. If you go through it again, repeat this video, you will probably understand. Then you will go through any book. Now I am considering the second equation, this equation. From that I can write DIC will be equals to del IC divided by del IB into DIB plus del IC divided by del VCE into dVCE. Okay, so I can write IC equals to, now you have to understand the parameters again. IC by IB, output current by input current, output current by input current. There is a forward current gain, forward F for forward, HFE, E for common emitter configuration, into IB plus IC by VCE, output current by output voltage. Voltage by current will give you impedance. Now this is reverse of impedance, that means admittance. For output admittance, H, output admittance O, HOE into VC. Look, this is for common emitter configuration. These two are the basic equations with the hybrid parameter. This is one equation, this is another equation. This equation is give you the idea about the input voltage in terms of hybrid parameters, and this is giving you output voltage, output current in terms of hybrid parameters. It is as simple as that. And in the experiment in the class, you can directly calculate all the values of the hybrid parameters. This is also very simple. From the calculation of hybrid parameters, I am showing you with the common emitter configuration. As I am progressing with common emitter configuration now, common emitter configuration, last day or last to last lecture, I have shown you two characteristics. First characteristics was named as output characteristics. And another was input characteristics. Input characteristics, what was the input characteristics? If you remember the input characteristics was giving you the relationship between input current, that is IB, and input voltage VBE. Input current to input voltage, and the graph was like that. This one graph, another graph. Suppose this is for VCE 1 and this is for VCE 2. You can consider any value, 10 volt, 20 volt, anything. And output characteristics was giving you the dependence between VCE, that is output voltage, and output current, IC. How was the graph? The graph was looking like that. This is for IB1, then IB2, then IB3, dot dot, etc. You remember it? Probably you do. Now see, from that I can calculate all the hybrid parameters very simply. First, look at any hybrid parameter. First, let us focus on HIE. This one, HIE gives you the ratio between VBE and IB. So VBE and IB, I have to look at the input terminal, and VBE and IB, where other value, that is IB is VBE and IB, ratio between these two, when the other parameter is constant. Other parameter means VCE is constant. So how can we make VCE constant? For this one line, for this line on constant VCE. So you take any point, draw the tangent here. On the tangent, draw a slope. The slope will give you the value of the slope will give you the value of delta IB by delta VBE. So reciprocal of the slope, you will get the value of delta VBE by IB. So 1 by slope, that will be equals to HIE. As simple as that. Look at the second parameter, VBE by VCE. When the other parameters, that is IB is constant. IB is constant. If IB is constant, I have to look at VBE by VCE. VBE and VCE. IB is constant. How can I make IB constant? If I draw a straight line here, suppose I am drawing a straight line, one horizontal line, on that particular line all the values of IB will be constant. Now it is intersecting the VBE1 curve here and VBE2 curve here. From that, draw two vertical lines. So these two will give you the change between VBE for a change between VCE and VCE2. I am again repeating. Look at the change. On this straight line, it is intersecting here and here. It is giving two changes between VCE1 and VCE2 and corresponding changes between VBE. So the ratio between these two will give you the value of HRE. Similarly, if you come to the output characteristics, but look at HFE. HFE gives you the value of IC by IB when the other parameter, that is VCE, equals to constant. How can we VCE constant? draw one vertical line. On that particular vertical line, all the values of VC is constant. Now it is intersecting the IB1 curve here and IB2 curve here. Check the corresponding values of IC. So these two values are giving you the change between IC for change between IB1 and IB2. Take the ratio, that will give you the value of HFE. Look at the next parameter, that is HOE, output admittance, IC by VCE. When the other parameter, that is which one? IB is constant. IB constant, suppose on this particular curve IB is constant, IB3. So on that region, saturation region, take one point, draw a tangent. On the tangent, draw a slope. The value of the slope will be IC by VCE. I need the value of IC by VCE. So the value of the slope will give you the value of HOE. It is very simple. This experiment is included to your syllabus, where you have to calculate all the high bit parameters of the transistor from transistor input and output characteristics. Whatever I have shown till now is simply the high bit parameters and analyzing the high bit parameters for common emitter configuration. Your home task will be to understand the same for common base configuration. Consult any book. On the book, first go through it, then try to write it. If you can, then upload the writing in the WhatsApp page so that I can check it and I can give my comments that whether you are going in right direction or not. And the next chapter, next part, remaining on high bit parameter, that is home task. You have to do it your own. This is very simple. I am not doing it. In the high bit parameter, you have to draw the equivalent circuit diagram of the high bit parameter, and you have to have the relationship between the input resistance, the values of voltage gain, output resistance and power gain. After going through this one, if you are comfortable with the high bit parameters and calculation of the high bit parameters, try to understand this one from any book where the equivalent circuit diagram of high bit parameters with high bit parameters is drawn, and with the help of the high bit parameters they have calculated the input resistance, where the value will be like this one, Ri equals to HIE plus delta H RL plus 1 plus HOE into RL. What is this delta H? Delta H will be HIE into HOE minus HFE into HRE. The calculation is very much algebraic calculation. Only you have to understand the equivalent circuit diagram. Once you understand the equivalent circuit diagram, then applying Kirchhoff's voltage law and Kirchhoff's current law and applying the transistor models, that is the equations between or relationship between the IB and IC. You have to apply the relationship between the IB and IC and VB and VC there. Then you can easily calculate the input resistance, voltage gain, output resistance, power gain. These four parameters you can easily understand. So go through any handbook of transistor, then Milner Halkias, Lokhi Chatterjee, SN Bose, anyone. These are written in very lucid language. Once you understand this, give your comments. Then I will proceed with the problems of transistor and with hybrid model. So up to that, probably I have covered most of the syllabus of transistor. Now we are ready to solve some problem. So before that, the prerequisite is you have to understand the transistor hybrid model. That the home task that I told, it is for common base configuration. You have to show me that for common base configuration how the parameters will change. I am giving you some hint. The first parameter that I told, the parameters will be HI, then HR, then HF and HO. For common base configuration, this will be HIB, HRB, HFB and HOB, like that. This is the input impedance, then reciprocal voltage gain, forward current gain and output admittance. This will change. The configuration will change. According to that, the values will be changing. How the values will be changing and what will be their values, and after that from common base configuration with input circuit and output circuit or input diagram and output diagram, how can you calculate the values of the high bit parameters, that you have to show. So up to that, I conclude with a hope that you have learned something, and now you will be able to go through in a textbook to understand your own the rest of the things, so that we can start solving some problems of transistor. Thank you.